Hi, welcome to the final chapter, Implementing and Controlling the Strategic Sport Marketing Process. Implementation means we're putting the strategy into action. During the first chapter, we looked at three different sections for the semester. The first half was this designing of the program, and that took us through chapters from the beginning until now, where we're looking at developing the strategy, basing it on our SWOT analysis, looking at our STP, developing that target, figuring out how we want to present it to the target audience. And we looked at the different marketing mix elements, whether it's product, price, promotion. And then we fleshed out promotion even more and looked at that promotional mix with advertising and personal selling and sales promotion. And we're looking to pull all that together now and come together and develop a program to interact and engage and deliver our communication to that target audience. And that is known as implementation, putting that strategy, executing the plan. In order to be very effective, we need to isolate and look at the following elements: communication, staffing, coordination, rewards, information, creativity, and budgeting. So when we look at this implementation phase, the effectiveness has all of those elements becoming an integral part on the success of our program. Communication, effective communication, having buy-in from the corner offices, developing a means to discuss information and gather data from all sorts of areas, whether it's from our salesperson or whether it's from our frontline personnel who is actually going to be implementing and engaging this type of behavior. We look at communication being both formal and informal. Formal with scheduled meetings and work in progress updates and reports and delivering information in a timely manner. Informal, creating back channel communication. When I was at GMR and we had significant growth one year, we really wanted to develop this idea of informal communication. Prior to that growth, we had a small enough agency that we would go out, meet each other. A lot of people were relatives of each other, and we knew each other personally. Once we grew a lot, we were missing that informal connections. So we took to sport and we used a co-ed softball league, a basketball league, bowling nights, all sorts of different apparatus to really create an informal relationship between different silos so that somebody's not working solely in finance or solely on one piece of business and they're not able to share any key learnings from anything else. Communication is vitally important. Hiring the right staff and that staff having the prerequisite and required skills is very, very important. We want a mix of backgrounds, expertise, managerial styles, personalities. We want people who know that they can work hard and we can depend on them. In staffing and skills, we can look at if you're making a baseball team, you don't get every single person in the mold of a first baseman. You need specific qualities and expertise and skills in different areas, whether that's education, training, experience, personality. That's what we need to look at when we're developing the best marketing team. Some of these skills that people are looking for: a positive image, achieving sponsors' promotional goals, sales. Certainly a lot of teams are looking for ticket sales and selling ability, personal contacts, promotions, budgeting, negotiating. All of these skills are things that we can do right here within your curriculum. A lot of things is running your own event and developing these skills and showing potential employers that you've done this, that you have these skills. Other things we can look at is how do we evaluate things? How do we analyze? How can we creatively solve problems? Anybody can man the ship when the weather's nice. It's when things are problematic. How can we develop that type of skill and that type of experience? That's what employers are looking for. Competencies that we're looking at: negotiation skills, working within budgets, having some managerial or supervisory aspects to it, problem solving. Have you worked with statistical data? Are you able to analyze data and put that into a practical component? Coordination. How do we get people to work together? How do we get people, again, with a sport analogy, how do we get an offense of a football team starting at the same time, doing everything that they need to so the play is successful? That's what coordination is. We need to look at coordination also in terms of timelines. We need to make sure that we have different types of things done that need to be done before something else, like a prerequisite. For instance, if we're looking at creating a television ad for our football team to go onto a telecast March 1st, we need to make sure we're working on that well in advance of that so that we have the budget down. We've hired the actors, we've done the screenplay, we've plotted out, we've actually recorded it. So we need to figure things out and put things in a particular area so that we can get things accomplished that need to be done on a timely manner. Can we create those timelines? Can we hold people to those deadlines and those signposts? Can we develop a total quality management, kind of like a Six Sigma idea? Can we continuously improve our job? Thinking of how we can improve our job, maybe, create new definitions and new goals and objectives by 50% seems overwhelming. But can we improve ourselves 3% each year? If we can improve ourselves 3% each year, that's going to keep adding up. That's continuous improvement. We need to focus on what the expectations and our delivery are to our consumers and see how they define us and see how we can improve that engagement, whether it's a fan coming to watch the game, whether it's somebody coming to play a round of golf, or somebody looking to lose weight in our fitness center, whatever aspect it is. How can we continue to improve? And how can our leadership develop that? How can our leaders put it on themselves as well to improve their aspect of what's going on? All this comes through the data-driven analysis that we've been looking at, the science. So we're looking for people to deliver information to us, and we can code it, and we can rank it, and we can develop certain theories from that. Because what we would view things may be biased. What our consumers are saying about us certainly is appropriate and is exactly what we need to do. We may want to coordinate our efforts of our people through rewards and motivate people. Different studies have suggested that financial aspects such as money isn't the biggest motivator. It's some sort of non-monetary, some sort of gift, some sort of recognition. Can we recognize people? And some of this may be things that we're already doing, and some things that may be very inexpensive. For instance, if we have a lot of people working and we have an Employee of the Month award, perhaps we take the best parking lot space, even better than ones we reserve for the president of the company and the vice presidents, and make that Employee of the Month so that somebody can be recognized and give something rather tangible, but certainly not expensive, a better parking space than everyone else. Thinking of reward systems, both short-term and long-term, really increase the motivation of our employees. Having them provide buy-in on what they want to be rewarded, how to be rewarded, and what type of signposts we want to use to reward people certainly is something that we want to include multiple people with. It can be compensation, bonuses, raises, some negative rewards like demotions, criticism, could be important, the carrot or the stick, depending on what needs to be accomplished. How do we create information? How do we deliver information? How do we create data and analyze it is certainly vital to the success of our organization. Creativity. By creativity, I'm not necessarily suggesting artistic creativity, although people have shown through studies that that is a major part of it. Creativity, problem solving, creative solutions. How can we best anticipate potential problems and react to them? That is the measure of a true leader and someone who's going to be very distinctive in their job. How can we look at this changing and uncertain environment that is the sport business world and anticipate things and proactively adjust to them. Creative solutions can be learned and should be encouraged. We need to adjust from a lot of different key learnings. So when you see something happening in the world, how can we best adjust to them? From a risk management perspective, the very recent Paris massacre with the suicide bombers outside of the France versus Germany football match. How can we learn from that in terms of security and making sure that our events are secure, knowing that this is a world that we need to be aware of? Budgeting. Can we budget not only financial aspects, but also human resources in order to complete our marketing plan that we've come up with the past semester? How many people do we need? How many hours does it take? What financial input do we need? What type of support do we need? What type of workspace would we need? What type of computer systems, copy machines, administrative personnel? Thinking about everything that goes into the plan is exactly what budgeting refers to. Finally, we look at the aspect of control. Strategically, how can we guarantee, or at least best practices towards what we originally started out? How can we continue to manage towards that SMART objective that we started many months before, knowing that our environment is changing and uncertain? First, we look at different types of aspects that we want to see in terms of this strategy. Are the planning assumptions, are all the aspects that engaged in the business world when we started our plans, are they still in existence now? Did the interest rate change? Has gasoline prices changed? Unemployment rate? Are businesses moving in? Are businesses moving out? Have we had a change in governmental leadership if we are a state actor or a state university that's going to affect our budgets? We can look at all these things and really see what changes need to be in place and how do we need to react to them. One element of strategic control is the idea of guideposts. As we have our SMART objective going towards our goals, what type of guideposts do we have so we know that we're tracking in the right direction? For instance, if our SMART objective is increasing attendance at a minor league baseball game through a season by 25% or 1,000 people for the year, how much is that specifically at the end of April? Maybe 100 at April. At the end of May, another 250. So June would be 300. So we look at all these specific guideposts, these areas that we need to hit to get our overall SMART objective. If we are going above it, great. If we're going below it, what do we need to change? Maybe we look at guideposts also in terms of our advertising. We advertise on a certain channel looking to get 5,000 exposures within our target audience, within our target market. And if we're not getting that, we need to pull that money out and apply it somewhere else. Maybe at the beginning we thought that this television show was going to attract our target audience. In reality, it isn't. Maybe it's gone down or its focus has changed or something is different with it and it's not delivering what we want it to. So these guideposts allow us to know, instead of waiting at the end of the entire baseball season, seeing that we didn't make our 1,000 person increase, that if we can find that out May, June, July, August, as we're going along, we can change things. We need to be able to revise it. Our external factors, technology, inflation, industry factors, competitors, league regulations, leadership. Have we had a new star get into our minor league team? Or is our star hurt and out? All these assumptions that we made months ago, we need to find out, are they still true? Or do we need to change our ideas? Our contingency control, this uncertain, unpredictable environment. We need to continue to scan the relative environment for internal and external contingencies. What's the relationship with all of our stakeholders for our public relations aspect? How's our relationship with our fans, with our consumers, our sponsors? We need to continually scan this environment to get this information so we can always analyze and begin to connect to these different things and improve how we're doing things. Continuous improvement. How do we do it better today than we did it yesterday? And then the process. When we look at the implementation phase, do we have the right people on the program? Or do we need to incentivize them differently? Or do we need to fire people? Do we have enough? Do we need more? How are we doing things? The plan, the process, the strategy, the guideposts, all of these things, the internal and external contingencies, all need to be analyzed so that we can revise them where possible. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed this semester's sport marketing, and I hope this has made you a better marketer and certainly a better sport manager in the future.